several times on this channel I have recommended the 5-in-1 silky white bounce blackout reflector thingamabob that you can find on Amazon. So today I thought I'd do an episode showing exactly how you go about using one of those. So explain to us, what is this?
Okay, this is a silky. It's a kind of semi-transparent, you can sort of see my hand through there, sheet, and it's meant for diffusing any light source, but the sun is the main one. So our subject right now is being lit by the sun, a beautiful sun, and the shadows on her are way too harsh. If you were to look in our camera view over there, it's just really, I don't know, it's not very appealing to have such strong shadows. So the silky, we place it in between the sun and our subject, it'll just soften all the shadows. Sometimes it's a little too much, but most of the time it just softens it a lot. It's pretty easy. You just gotta figure out where the sun is and where your subject is, and just place silky in between those two. So, you know, it could be a lot closer or it could be a lot further away, but the further away I get, the taller I have to be in order to, because I can't reach that tall. So kind of want to find a medium distance that, of course, is out of shot of your camera. Since most cameras have a narrow dynamic range, having the shadows being so dark but the face so bright, they just can't handle the two different brightnesses. And so having diffusion just kind of evens everything out and actually lets your camera see the shot better.
Another reason that you would want to use a silky is if there's a lot of light and shadow going on, like underneath a tree with leaves. But if you use the silky, then the lighting is far more even and way less distracting.
This is the white reflector, sometimes called bounce, and its main purpose is to, as its name suggests, reflect light. So it can be used in the sunlight, like we are here, or even on sets with studio lights, just for bouncing light around. So in this shot we have it's actually quite moody with the direct sun. So we could put a silky on top, but kind of a counter that we could do is take our white reflector and just kind of bounce it in onto the other side of her face, so that the shadows aren't quite as harsh on that side. Now we still have the moody feeling that we were going for, but it's more well lit, and you can see all of her features. So this is the silver reflector or bounce, and it's very similar to the white one, except for the white one will cast kind of a diffused reflection. It will reflect a diffused light, and this one will reflect very harsh light since it's very close to chrome. So if we set up the same shot as we did with the white reflector with the silver reflector, you can see that when I bring it onto her face, it's a lot brighter and harsher. It's because the sun is a lot more focused on this shiny surface. So I wouldn't really use silver in this situation just because it is so bright and harsh. Most of the time I'd use silver for, like, if you really want that harsh look, or if you're trying to catch light from a far away light source and you need to project it really far. Because it is so focused, you can kind of steal light from a distance. So this is another good example of where you'd want to use either a white reflector or a silver reflector. We'll try both. Where you have a very light background and your character is in the shade. Since you can't put a silky over the entire earth without, I guess, clouds, you could just suddenly bring up the light on your actress in the shadows. Let me see if I can get this right. I think it's off, it's on. It's pretty subtle, but it does a lot to just kind of balance your shot out. So since silver is a lot more powerful, I'm probably going to need to back up in order to not totally blind our actress here. So if I just rotate this around and kind of angle it, yeah, it's way more spotlight like. But I can just sort of maybe shine on the tree a little bit, not so much on the actress, just to kind of raise the light level a little bit. In most situations, I'd start with the white one and see if it gets the job done. Because if you don't need to go brighter and harsher with the silver one, then you don't need to. But since the white one is so diffused sometimes, it doesn't always brighten it up enough. And so that's when I go to the silver one. The gold side is used less often than the other ones, just because it's gold. It's more used in like sunset scenarios where you want to reflect a very golden glow onto someone, and you know, like the silver, it casts kind of a harsh reflection, or reflects harsh light. So this is a pretty rough example of how you use the gold reflector, and it would just be to cast a really orange, you know, golden glow. So in this shot, we're trying to make it kind of look like sunset. And I'll just put the gold on her like that. And with some grading, yeah, I think it could work. So the black side is used as sort of a negative reflector. It sort of removes bounce from anything. So if you have a really bright surface, like the surface of the road or whatever, and the sun's casting and the road is bouncing light up onto your actor's face, and you don't want that, you can use the black to kind of cut that out.
If your shot has something bright in it, then that can cause a lot of problems because it reflects a lot of light, creating hot spots that you just don't want. You can use the black to cover up those trouble spots so that they're not reflecting light anymore, and you get a much more evenly lit shot.
The 5-in-1 is just a really handy tool. Most of the time in like big film sets, they have big, huge sheets of these different types of fabric. But the 5-in-1 is really handy because it's all in one small package that you can take on set with you.
And that's all that we have for you guys this week. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Josiah, for demonstrating, and Lizzie for being our model. We really like this 5-in-1 thing because it's really great for running gun. You can just fold it up and it's ready to go. So it's something that we really recommend. It's also super, super cheap. It's like $15 to $20-ish on Amazon, which is not a lot as far as gear goes.
I thought it was 30.
Oh, might be.
I feel like we should have a link in the description.
I will post a link in the description to where you can buy it on Amazon. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps get the channel out. I'm Annie Pulling Sweat.
I'm Josiah Pulling.
I'm Lizzie Pulling. And we are homegrown filmmakers. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.